Have you ever wondered what became of the men who built an empire with sword, discipline, and sweat? Not the emperors or senators, but the soldiers, the legionaries, who bled on the front lines from Britannia to Judea. What happened to those elite veterans of the Roman legions after the battles were over, after the triumphs faded and the wounds turned to scars? Their story is one of glory, reward, struggle, and quiet legacy. Because while Rome's emperors shaped policy and power, it was the legions who made those ambitions real. And when their duty ended, the empire owed them more than gratitude. To understand the Roman veteran, we first need to understand the Roman soldier. Recruited typically in his late teens or early 20s, a legionary swore an oath to serve the emperor faithfully. For the next 25 years, he would be the spine of Rome's might, trained relentlessly, armored in chainmail or segmented larica, and armed with pilum and gladius. The legionary marched across Europe, North Africa, and the Near East. They fought rebellions, expanded borders, built roads, bridges, and forts. They endured heat, cold, hunger, and disease. But for those who survived their years of service, retirement was a sacred promise. Upon discharge, a Roman veteran received a diplomatia bronze certificate of service. It conferred not just honor, but real reward. Under Augustus and later emperors, veterans were granted land or a lump sum pimenta, nest egg to start a new life. Some settled in Roman colonies, others returned to their hometowns. Many were given plots in newly conquered territories, helping Romanize distant provinces. In places like Philippi, Carthage, and modern-day southern France, you can still find remnants of these veteran colonies. The veterans acted as a stabilizing force loyal to the emperor, familiar with Roman law, and ready to defend their new homes if needed. But not all was ideal. Veterans often faced challenges, local resentment, harsh climates, or bureaucratic delays in receiving their land. Some sold their grants and migrated to cities, seeking better opportunities. Others took on roles as town magistrates, builders, or even educators respected for their service and discipline. Culturally, veterans carried Rome with them. They brought Latin language, Roman customs, temples to Jupiter and Mars. Their presence helped weave the Roman identity across vast regions. They weren't just settlers, they were symbols of Roman pride. And what of their families? Veterans were often granted full Roman citizenship, and this privilege extended to their wives and children. For auxiliary troops non-citizen soldiers, this was especially valuable. After years of service, a family could rise from provincial obscurity into the ranks of Roman citizenry. Some veterans became part of local elites. Others lived modestly but proudly, content with their small farms or urban dwellings. What united them all was the mark of discipline, the memory of battles fought, and the bond with fellow soldiers. They often joined veteran associations, where they commemorated fallen comrades, and maintained social networks long after the legions. Even in death, the Roman veterans spoke. Their tombstones, scattered across the empire, tell quiet stories. Here lies Marcus, son of Lucius, soldier of the 10th Legion, who served with honor and retired with pride. These epitaphs remind us that behind the armor was a man, a father, a husband, a citizen. The elite veterans of the legions were not forgotten. Rome depended on them in peace, as it had in war. They spread its laws, defended its frontiers, and carried its name into distant lands. They were Rome's living legacy. So the next time you hear of an emperor's conquest or a battle won, remember the veterans who made it possible, the ones who came home not as conquerors, but as keepers of a vast civilization. If this story gave you a deeper appreciation for those unsung heroes of Rome, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your reflections, what surprised you most. And if you want to uncover more lost chapters of history, like and subscribe, because history isn't just what happened, it's who lived it. Until next time, honor the past and learn from the lives that built it.